Welcome, welcome. It's Claire again from Wiltshire. I am in my home garden. I'm not doing any heavy lifting or anything to overexert myself at the moment. I'm on bed rest, even though I'm clearly not on bed rest. I spent half a day yesterday in bed resting like I was supposed to, and now I'm bored. So I've got so much to do that I thought I could do maybe some of the little things in the garden. There's been a break in the rain. It's been pouring down. I mean, pouring down all night, all morning. It is now 10:35 in the morning on a Saturday, and I've got lots of little jobs I want to do because I want to get my seed sowing started. I've decided what I'm going to do because the greenhouse is getting to -4 and that's not going to help germinate any seeds. What I've decided to do is some of the ones that require a lot warmer temperatures, because I don't have grow lights yet. I've actually bought 2 racks to put in my bedroom, which is strangely the warmest room in the house, even though I don't have the radiator on and my windows open 99.9% of the time unless there's high winds, because I get a whistling noise otherwise, and nobody needs that in their life. And I'm going to do that. So we're not expecting frost now, at least for the next 8 days. So I'm going to start them off in the greenhouse. I'm going to put some more, what am I going to do? Put some more insulation in the greenhouse, because what I've got going on in here, I'm looking around because, yeah, it's just not working. So, and I'm really having a problem with the condensation. So I've come in this morning, I've got the window open, it's 90 degrees. No, it's not. I wish. So it's 9 and 90% humidity in here, which is too high. I don't want anything in here becoming mouldy and there being germ spores in the air. Mold spores even. Especially as I've got this constant cough at the moment that I can't seem to shift. So I am going to move, now my potatoes are done in here, I'm going to move my racking over to that side of the greenhouse and mainly insulate this part. That way they're still getting light, which obviously they need to germinate. Anything I've got on my top shelf in here currently growing, which is lavender, my passion flowers. The lavender I'm going to put out in the garden because that's fine to go in the garden. It's been in a pot a little while now. It's definitely taken. So they are going to go into my front garden. Passion flowers I think I'm going to keep in here, but I am actually going to pot them up, which I wasn't going to do. But because they are doing so well in here, I am going to pot them up. Let me show you. So they're doing really well in here. So I'm thinking I am literally just going to pot them up. I mean, look at this one. It's got what looks to be... Oh, look at all the tendrils on it. Can you see that? So yeah, so these are doing really well in here. So I'm actually going to pot these up because next year they are going on an archway in my garden. Not for the fruit, but for the fact that I want to use them as an ADHD medication for my boys. And I can probably find a recipe somewhere online for the fruit, even though they're not supposed to taste great, but sugar with anything tastes amazing, right? So yeah, so I need to find a recipe. So if anyone has any recipes for the passion flower fruit, which kind of looks, it's the size of a plum but looks like a peach. So apparently it's pretty pretty mid tasting and is not great. Kind of like a damson, you know. It can create great flavour, but the fruit itself is gross because it's got a big seed in it, so you can't really do anything with it. But loads of people do things with it. So yeah, so these I will pot up today. Okay, so slight change of plan. I forgot I added all the leaves to my compost bin, which means my compost bin needs greens now, not more brown. So I can't put that soil in just yet. So I'm going to grab the wheelbarrow, some gloves and something warmer to put on because it's absolutely freezing. And I'm going to go around and de-weed and get as many greens as I can in that before I add anything else. Okay, let's go. Are you seeing what I am seeing? This took me 30 minutes to get this root out of this pot. I was shocked. It has been in there a good few years, but I never thought something so delicate and some branches that were so thin were going to be so difficult to get out of the pot. It was absolutely crazy, and it was a lot harder work than I ever thought this was going to be. I thought this was going to be a nice, easy job. Chop off all the dirt, pop it out of the ground, and pop it into another pot ready to overwinter, ready for the new beds next year. But boy, was I wrong. As you can see, I tried every different method possible. I tried the trowel. I was taking bits of compost out, trying to loosen it. There were some dead roots which I tried to take off, and in all honesty, I probably did a little bit of damage to the clematis because I was hacking away at it in the end because it just was not coming out. I mean, that was everything I had in me trying to pull this clematis out. And it is my favourite one. It is the beautiful deep purple one. And I really didn't want to do it any harm because it is literally my favourite flower in the whole entire garden. I did get there in the end. It took a lot of persuasion, but I did get there in the end.
What do we have here, you ask? Yes, that is sweet peas. So they have self-seeded from this year's crop, and look how tall they are already. So that was a nice surprise because I haven't actually sown any seeds yet, which I really do need to get in. So at least I've got these to make a start with. So these ones I will probably put up the allotment as soon as we've had our first frost, because they are not frost tolerant. It is time to take that wheelbarrow full of greens, delicious greens, to the compost heap to then even out my browns to my greens. I am really wanting to cut my grass for a final time, just to add that extra green to the compost this winter. Everything is starting to come together quite nicely in the garden now. That side is looking much better. As we come down the garden on the side fence, I've got a lot of empty containers now and a lot of space on those stones, ready for those stones to come off. The fence looks so bare, and all of these pots are ready to go into the greenhouse.
Okay, so I've had a lunch break now. I've warmed up again, so I'm just going to go out the front now, pick up some leaves and do a little bit of weeding out the front. I've got no mic for that because it's run out of battery, so I have no idea when that happened through the last lot of footage or if it happened more recently. So I'm going to go put that on charge. I wasn't planning on doing any talking out the front, just recording anyway, because I'm just picking up leaves and bits and pieces like that. So I'm going to go and do that now and add it to the wheelbarrow.
I had picked up some more bulbs, so I thought while I'm at the front I will get them in. Because this pot, although it has some in it, it doesn't have too many in there, and there's no such thing as enough bulbs. So I think if there's space, get them in. Because with spring bulbs, because they all are different heights, you can really whack a lot of bulbs in right next to each other, and it will produce the most beautiful pots. Any extras I had, I just popped around my winter pot. So these are my autumn winter flowers that are in here, and shrubs. And I'm just trying to make sure that everything ready for spring is going to give me lots of flowers. That's going to give me plenty of time then to add the 2 new beds to the front of the property, and then to get the final things done in the back garden.
My nice new rake I bought myself. Thought that was lovely for the leaves. And you pull the lever, pull it back. It keeps going back, and put the lever back down, and it goes nice and small. So it can get stored away without taking up too much space. So that's ready to go. Right, let's turn you around because where I want the other bits from, you're sat on. So these are the final ones. I was going to get rid of these trucks because of the whole watering thing. You know, the whole point of me doing everything I'm doing is so I don't have to keep watering as many times as what I am. All of these summer flowers have died back now. However, I've got some shoots from, I assume, some crocuses that I put in last year. So I might have to find a home for those because I do want these emptied and not to use these anymore. Okay, so let's take out anything that we can. Ooh, some of this is mushy. Okay. I need a glove for this. Some of this is mushy. Okay. The calendula did really well. I thought that would die off months ago, but it really hasn't. It's probably lasted a lot longer than most of the other bits. Okay, let's pull out what I can. Making sure I don't pull out anything that's a bulb. This is soaked through. Considering how dry they get in the summer, it's absolutely soaked through. That's how much rain we've had. Okay, so now I'm going to go through and look for any bulbs. Okay, so I know I've got some here. Let's get the trowel. Okay. So I would say with these coming up already, it's probably crocus. Okay. Oh, I don't know actually. The bulbs are quite big. Is that bloody plastic? It is. Drives me nuts. Okay, so that's some there. Let's have a little dig around, see if there's any more. Pop them really gently down. Lovely root system on them. But this soil stinks just like it did with my potatoes. Don't know what is coming down in that rain at the moment, but it is leaving everything sodden. Alright, anything here? Apart from a big root. Something's got a really big root stalk here. Oh, I just found another one. Just found another bulb here. Oh, nice big bulb there. Didn't realise I had bulbs in here, to be honest. Yeah, okay, let's move these forward. And then check the other one. Oh yeah, I can see something down here. I have to use my hand here. Wow. Look at the roots on that. Oh, again, it smells. These have got absolutely soaking. I'm sure that this cannot be good. Let's see if you can see how wet it is. It's absolutely squishy and smelly. And considering these did not hold the water in the summer, I'm surprised. Let's have a look, see if there's anything else in here. I can't see anything else, like any green sticking up. So I think that's it. I must have just had some random ones in here. Let's take this soaking wet glove off. Gosh, I've got lots of pots and stuff everywhere. Okay, let's go to the compost. Oh, before I go to the compost, I've got more. I've just remembered. can't see. You need to open the window in here. It's way too steamy. Okay, we need to smell it. There's a rainbow. Right. Wow, rainbow! You're on film, by the way. Oh, where are you filming? In the wheelbarrow. Oh yeah. I couldn't see it. I need this rubbish. This is good rubbish. Oh, this one. Oh, is that more pumpkin seeds? Yeah. Okay, so I've got today's peelings, some eggshells and some tea bags. Let's see if we can get you up there in one piece. I will try. So there is a rainbow. It's not a very big one, but let's turn you around and see if you can see it. It's just over the house where the aerial is. Just there. Can you see the rainbow? Barely, but it is there. Ow! Woo! Okay. Look at that, I got you there in one piece, right? Okay, so I'm going to take out anything from the, I'm going to take out anything from this that isn't going to go in there. So that does not go in my compost. And nor does that. And that will take a long time to decompose if I try to put that in. More greens going in. Oh, I forgot to do these. Let's take them out. So I've got some more leaves here. I'm not going to put them in the compost because I like to trim them first. So they're going to go into this bucket. A bit of mud here. So I'm going to leave them there. I'm actually going to cover them because they are wet enough. I'll trim them and then use them for leaf mulch. I'm just going to move this one over. And then I've got all my peelings and some eggshells. So again, for the eggshells, just break them all up. Rip open the tea bags. That way they can start to decompose a lot quicker. Right, and the one thing this could do with right now is some male urine. So I'm going to get my little boy to pee into here for me just to get it going. I don't know what it is about men's urine, but it really does get your compost decomposing and going very well. Okay. Let's pick up any leaves that we've dropped on the floor. I mean, my hands aren't going to get much dirtier than this anyway. just going to pop this leaf mulch under here just to protect it from getting rained on any more than what it already has. Okay. It's not perfect because there is a hole in the top of this, but it's not going to get any worse. Let's pop the lid down on that one. Really happy with how that one's going, to be honest. So once it's had urine on it, I will then add the compost from down the bottom of the garden into this one, because that's decomposed loads actually. That's probably only half full now, whereas about 3 weeks ago it was full up to the top. So that will then go in this one, and that will completely fill this one. Then I won't touch this one again until spring. I'll probably turn it once early spring, and then as soon as I need to use anything from it, I will give it a really good turn out. So I'll empty it into a wheelbarrow, give it a really good mix round. If it's good enough for me to use in the beds, that is what I will do. So I'm just gonna now I'm gonna go and get those bulbs. So I'm literally just gonna pop them into this bed. I mean, in all honesty, the foxes are probably just going to dig them up anyway. I might put that black netting across here. So I've kept all my stalks in the hope that I get some pronabos for Christmas. So if I do, that's what I'm going to use to cut these down. If not, I'm going to have to get a good old fashioned saw out. Just another example of climate change. Look at my rose, okay? Who has roses starting to bloom in this weather? That's madness. Literally. I mean, it's looking so good. So I had to remove it from the pot that it was in, and it's in a temporary pot right now, just there, and you can see most of the roots are out of it. So it's not like it's in a really good place, because again, it's going to go into the waterfall style raised beds. But I thought, oh, I'll just put it in there for the winter, and it's growing like it's spring. What is going on with the world? Us gardeners have got a real problem on our hands, I think. Okay. So I'm going to deal with this while I'm here. So that's a snapdragon. That is also a snapdragon. So I've got a couple of snapdragons out. I'm going to put those ones in pots because of moving them. And then I have let's take the cones out. Get rid of this sunflower. So all this compost on here can be kept. Let's put these in the greenhouse. Hopefully this will work. So just putting that bit of netting over. It was over the blueberries and they didn't get into the blueberry bed, so I'm hoping that works. What I've done with the blueberry bed is the 2 half hoops I had over the salad bed before I put the cold frame on. I put them over the blueberries. Again, it's all a deterrent at the moment to stop the foxes, until I can work out how to stop the foxes coming in the garden in the first place. Okay. It's time to tidy up now and get into that greenhouse, because it's starting to get colder. the sun has gone away now, and there are some rain clouds on the way. So I don't think there's anything else I can do in the garden. That was a bug. I can't do anything else with the compost. That's all the weeds that I found apart from one bed, but I'm taking the plant out of there anyway, so I'm not overly fussed about that one. So I'm going to pot up what I can in the greenhouse, and then I'm going to bring those pots up to the greenhouse. Okay. So I must have some pots in here I can pot things up in. I have. Okay, so I'm going to use these pots quickly. I want to get this done in the next 10-15 minutes if I can. It is now 15:24, so I've done a good 2.5 hours in the garden today, probably another half an hour waffling along to you guys. You're welcome. So I'm just going to do this final little bit, and then tomorrow can be I do want to sort this furniture out in the garden tomorrow, compile it all up into a small area because it's kind of spread out everywhere. So I want to make it a smaller area so then I can start having a compost pile. I won't be able to lift all the compost and put it into the pile. It's going to be too much for me. So I'm hoping my son is more alive and kicking tomorrow because he's hungover today and tired and grumpy. So I'm hoping tomorrow he can help me start making this pile as soon as we've got no rain. So that will be a bonus because then some of this will dry out overnight a little bit, and I can get him to move all this stuff out of here because there's no way I can move this rack and do my seeds until these two big pots are out of here. And then just pop the compost around, pop it down. Oh, it's a stick there. Don't want to mess with it too much. Just like that. So that's 2 snapdragons. Then I have these little bulbs. So in spring I will pop them in the ground. So that one's done. Nice, quick and easy job this. Okay, make the little hole, the bulb to go in. Just add a little bit more compost around the top. Okay, so that's in. So as you can see, they're very flat and wobbly. Grab a couple of cable ties to tie these up. Hopefully they'll start reaching for the light. I am not expecting these to survive at all, by the way. But it would be cruel of me not to try, right? Okay. I think it would be cruel not to try, because if they've gone through all the effort to grow through all of this cold weather we've had, I mean, we're talking -4. No snow, but -4 is big. So we know what a sweet pea looks like, so I don't need to label those. I am really chuffed for that, to be fair. What a great find. Yeah, I think that's a great find, finding them in the garden. Wow. Okay, again, I'm going to pop them down here where all the rainwater is. Okay, so that's all the seedlings and the bulbs that I found put away. I'm not going to pot up the germination, the vegetables that I got from germination, because like I said, I really want to get rid of this soil from here first. And I put the chrysanthemum in a bucket of water, so that's fine for now. But I am going to give it a really good haircut. Okay, so let's give this one a really good haircut. And try not to cut to my fingers. So someone told me, or did I see it online? I might have seen it online. Someone told me that these will flower twice a year. So when they die in the autumn, cut back the foliage and the flowers. Like so. And apparently they will flower in the spring. But I don't know if that's every year or if it's just a a one-off kind of thing. So that is something I do need to look at. I'm so paranoid that I'm going to cut my fingers off because it's so bushy I can't actually see. Can you guys see what I'm doing here? I hope you can. Oh, I felt that quite close to my finger. I'm actually going to find the scissors, I think. Scissors, I think, are going to be easier. Okay. Yes, scissors are easier. It does look quite brutal, you know. I feel like I'm doing a good thing. I've never grown these before. I've never had them in the garden before. It was an impulse decision. I was trying to get something very autumnal to match my theme at the front. And I saw these and I thought, you know, they look like a big bouquet of flowers. Bouquet, depending on where you're from. I didn't realise they died quite quickly, and I also didn't realise they require quite a lot of water. So I think that was one of my issues with it dying off so quickly, because it didn't last the whole autumn. But I will remember that for next year. It's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from those mistakes. And if you don't learn from those mistakes, then you're just a fool, right? It would be foolish because you're wasting money. And in a society that is based on income, that's definitely foolish. Okay. Gosh, it's falling into the bucket before I've had a chance to snip the outside ones. It does smell beautiful, you know, just cutting back the dead flowers, it does smell amazing. Let's hope it does come back. It's quite dry, so I think I'm going to add a little bit more water to this. Let's have a look. We've usually got water. Yeah, I've got water in the watering can. Oh, right, I'm going to add a little bit more water to this. That's better. I can feel it sat in the water now. And I'm just going to pop it down on the floor. Oh, I've just seen some more. Missed that bit. Okay, so I feel like I've achieved quite a lot today. I'm not going to film bringing in the pots from the garden because you've seen it all before. I'm sure you know what it looks like for someone to carry pots into the greenhouse. That's it for today because I need to take it easy and sit on my bum and have another cup of tea. So, right, I'm going to move my ass, get the last little bit done, and that includes on my way down to get the pots, I'll just be grabbing some water and going back and forth like that because no one else is available at the moment to do it for me. Right, see you soon.